Right. Ahmed, I guess let's kick off.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So thank you everyone for joining us and welcome. In this mini class, I'm sure you've got used to our weekly mini classes that we're doing. Hopefully, you're always like attending them. So today in this session, we're going to be talking about Facebook Pixel. So we're going to see the importance of the Pixel. What is it? How to do this implementation? How to link it on the website? And what are the important things to actually, grab out of this Pixel? So just to show you real quick, what are the things that we're going to be covering? So obviously, as I said, we're going to explain what is the Facebook Pixel. We keep hearing it a lot. Maybe some of you guys are already using it, but we want to explore all the capabilities and what are the things we can actually do with. Why should we use it? So what is the importance of it? Maybe there is one thing that we're actually benefiting from, but we want to discover what are the different things that's going to actually benefit us using the Pixel. What can I track and build with the Pixel? So what kind of audiences can we actually build with a Facebook Pixel? This is what we're going to explore together. How to implement it. So what is this code that we're talking about? How to add specific events and specific actions inside that code. And finally, we're going to look at how to check if it's working well, if it's working properly on our website, right? So these are the main things that we're going to be covering. So it's going to be some explanation with a live demonstration that I'm going to show you on my Facebook account and on different websites where we're going to see how the Pixel is actually recording actions and events. So yeah. So just to give you like a quick brief for the ones that doesn't know about Astrolabs. So just to tell you that Astrolabs is a digital capabilities company where we're actually trying to grow the digital ecosystem in the whole region. And in order to do that, we have different pillars that are supporting us and helping us achieve the development of this ecosystem. So first of all, we have the academy, where maybe some of you guys are familiar with this academy, where we give different courses, which I'm going to talk by the end of this session about the different offerings that we have. We have the corporate trainings, which are tailor-made trainings really dedicated for different industries, for different companies. We have the licensing and co-working space, which we have in Dubai and in Riyadh as well, where we help businesses and startups and individuals to establish their presence, establish their companies in the UAE and in Saudi. And finally, our recent addition, which is Talent, which is a division where we created, where we help individuals find their best, let's say, job opportunities. And at the same time, we help companies find the best talents for the vacancies that they have, obviously, at their companies. So before we get started, I really encourage you guys, for the ones maybe that I'm sure maybe none of you are using like a nickname, but it's always good to edit your names so that all of us in the room can see who there is. Opening your cameras if that is something you're comfortable doing, making sure your mic is working, just in case you want to participate, you want to jump in with a question, so that we make it engaging as much as possible. So again, before we start, let me just introduce myself. My name is Abdelkader Jrab. So I'm a digital marketing consultant and I'm a co-founder for a small business. It's an e-commerce business, which is called Beta Beaut. It's an online store for home decor accessories. So I've been in digital for more than like 12 years now, and I've helped a lot of businesses establish their presence all over the region. And it's been a year and a half for me with Astrolabs. I'm one of the lead instructors at Astrolabs, where we give those courses, part of the academy that we're going to talk more about later on. So that is like in a nutshell, obviously about me and the company. So to get maximum benefit during this session, so try to ask a lot of questions, guys. If there's something that's really not clear, just stop me anytime, raise your hand, jump in with your question. So feel free to interrupt. So let's directly jump into the topic. So what is a Facebook pixel? I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about the pixel. Maybe some of you guys have already implemented it on their website, but maybe they're not actually capitalizing on this tool in order to get better results. So what is it as a definition? So the Facebook Pixel is an analytical tool. It's a tool that's going to allow us measure the effectiveness of our advertising spend, of our campaigns, to really understand the actions that people are taking on our website, if we're doing the right thing or not, how can we actually improve. So that is, I mean, the Facebook Pixel, like in a nutshell. Obviously, we're going to see the breakdown of how to implement it, what do I use it for, and all these things. So why should we use it? So yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have already linked it to their website. Maybe yes, maybe not. But why should I have it on my website, and why should I use it? So first, let me start by saying that I mean, it will obviously the usage of the pixel on my website, it will help me reach the right people, and we're going to see that because using the pixel, I can create a specific target audience, and usually this target audience will be created because there is something on my website that's informing Facebook, that's informing my account on Facebook, my advertising on Facebook, which is this pixel. So this is number one. Number two, it will help me drive more sales. And why is that? Because technically, using the pixel, I'll be able to show my ads to the relevant people, the people who are more likely to perform a specific action on my website, to make a sale, to drop something to the basket, to initiate a checkout. And we're going to see these actions, these events in real time as well. Third, it will help me measure the results of my ads. And this is one of the most important things, because if you think about your campaigns on Facebook or Instagram, so again, whenever we're saying Facebook, it's Facebook/Instagram, because it's the same tool that I'm going to use for both platforms. So why it's going to help me, or how it's going to help me measure the performance of my ads? Because technically speaking, guys, whenever you're running a campaign, especially if it's a campaign to drive more sales, to drive more actions or conversions on your website, whether you're in e-commerce or something else, I mean, you have another business where you want to generate more leads, there, technically, without the pixel, now I'm talking, there is nothing that's going to inform your campaign if you got any extra sale or if you got any extra lead. So there is nothing to actually talk back to the campaign and tell the campaign if someone saw your ad, clicked on the ad, went to your website, if they actually performed or they converted. So there's nothing that's gonna tell me that. So with the help of the pixel on my website, this is the tool that's gonna inform my campaign, and I'll be able to calculate my return on investment, my ROI, to understand that, oh, this campaign is actually effective because out of this campaign, these are the specific conversions that I'm getting. These are the number of purchases, the leads that I got, and all these things. So that's why, I mean, it's very important. These are the different things that I need to understand about my pixel to know the importance of why I should have it on my website. So now, when we talk about the pixel, it's really important to differentiate or to identify the different audience type that we have on Facebook. So you might think that, yes, we might be jumping into another topic, but technically they are super related together. So because the pixel usually, it will help me build specific types of audiences. So before we jump into those specific types, let us just define what are, I mean, the three different or major and main types that we have on Facebook. So we have something called the core audiences, custom audiences, and the lookalike audiences. The core audiences are the type of audience that we build and we customize, where these are the people that have specific interests, specific age, specific gender, they live at a specific location. So these are the audiences that Facebook is gathering information based on their behavior on the platform. So how are they actually behaving? What kind of content are they clicking on, liking, visiting in terms of pages and all these? Custom audience. So this is the type, I like to always call this type of audience like the remarketing audience. So this is the type of audience of people that already know my business, so that already have interacted with my business. So, and it could be under different forms, which we're going to see how. The third one, which is lookalike audience, it's the type of audience that I built where I'm telling Facebook, I want to target someone that looks like an existing audience that I have, that looks like the existing visitors on my website that I have. So we're gonna see the link between the custom audience and the lookalike audience to the pixel. Obviously, the core audience has nothing to do with the pixel, but we're just like trying to put things really straight over here to know what kind of audience I will need the help of the pixel in terms in order to build them. So first, let's start again. Again, this is just like a quick definition or quick like a breakdown of the different audiences. So we have the core, the custom, the lookalike. So in terms of the custom audiences, so usually, as I said before, this is the type of a remarketing audience. So how can I build this kind of remarketing audience? I have to build it based on different sources. And these are the ones that you see, guys. These are different sources that are possible to have access to on Facebook Business Manager as a platform. So we have some of those sources like the website, the mobile app, people who have watched a specific video on my website, on my Facebook page or Instagram, people who visited my Instagram account. So we have different places, obviously, to grab or to get these data points that Facebook is already gathering. But for us now, when we're talking about the pixel, obviously, we're only going to look at the website, right? So in terms of, in terms of the website, so this is the kind of audience that I want to get the information from, which are people who visited, obviously, my website. So when we talk about this kind of custom audience, which is the website source, so yes, there is a specific implementation that I have to do, and there is specific actions that Facebook is going to get this information from the website, right? So first of all, of course, I have to create my pixel. I have to link it on my website. How can I link it? It's only a matter of putting this code that's going to be provided by Facebook on my website. Once I put it, meaning that my website will be linked to Facebook. After that, I implement this. So I'll have to create this kind of audience, which is the custom audience, but not any custom audience. Obviously, the one that we spoke about, which is the website custom audience. All right. And then after that, I'll be able to create targeted and specific ads that are only dedicated for those kind of people, the ones that have visited my website. And in other terms, this is another kind of doing remarketing. So showing your ad to someone that have already visited your website and did a specific action on your website. So yeah, and I mean, over here, before we jump into the lookalike, I just want to show you guys a really quick example when it comes to the custom audience. So over here, I've already opened my audience manager on Facebook. And I just want to show you, those are the different types of audiences that we're talking about. So by going into custom audience, so this is where we create our website custom audience. And let me like show you a quick example on that. So if I click on website, let us check what are the availability, the different options that I have while creating this kind of audience, and from where can I get those information and what kind of actions Facebook is already recording. So first of all, I need to select my source. So what is the source? It is the Facebook pixel. So of course, over here, I need to inform Facebook that I want to get the data, the information from this pixel that is called, in this case, beta view pixel, for example. And why you can see it like it's turned on green, meaning that it's actually linked to a website and it's pulling information from that website. And then after that, I need to start adding my condition. So yes, I want to create an audience of people who have visited my website, but I have different conditions over here which I can choose among. So I could say I want to target people I want to target everyone who visited my website. So that is one thing. And again, that is one thing that's only possible if I have my pixel linked to the website. So that is the first option. And then I have to mention the duration. So let's say I want to target people who visit my website in the last 30 days. So over here, I would mention the number of days, of course. Then after that, I have another option, which is targeting people based on a specific web page that they have visited. So to give you an example, imagine that I have a product right now, which I want to try to increase the sales on. In order to increase my sales on that specific product, I need to create a remarketing campaign for everyone that have visited this page. Why is that? Because usually, if we think about retention marketing, so in retention marketing, we have a higher probability, we have a higher conversion rate to show, obviously, to show my ad to someone that already know my business, that have already visited this product page and read about it. We have a higher conversion rate than showing this ad to someone completely new that's seeing our ad or this product for the first time. So that's why that is something we need to focus on. And this is how we can actually build that. So over here, I'm saying I want to target people who visited a specific web page. And then I have to mention what is this web page. So over here, I have something called URL, which is the link of my page. And then I would say the URL equals to, and then over here, I'll have to add the link of my web page. So the link of this product page. So I would only like copy and paste it over here. Once I do that, I can just give a name for this audience. The name of the audience should be informative enough, because I want to use that audience later on in my campaign. So think about it this way, guys. At a later stage, when I would go to Ads Manager and create my audience, create my campaign, instead of choosing a specific target audience and build it, this will be my target audience. So as simple as choosing this target audience, I'll be ready to run my campaign. So that is one example. Another thing, and if you jump into the events, which are the conditions again, so if you scroll, you're gonna see there are different events that I can target people based on. So what are these events? Usually, especially for an e-commerce business, these are the kind of events that are being tracked automatically by the pixel, meaning that Facebook or Facebook Pixel is able to know how many of my visitors are actually adding to the cart, are actually initiating a checkout, starting with a checkout process, are actually purchasing, are only looking at pages, viewing content. So Facebook is able to track all of these, and then later on, I'll be able to decide who do I want to target in this campaign. So do I want to target people who are actually searching on my website? So I can simply choose this kind of event. So do I want to target people who already bought from me? So I would technically choose the purchase event, because Facebook is logging and is tracking these kind of events or actions on my website, right? So this is the first example that I wanted to show you. Now, if we go back over here, so the next kind of, so obviously this is the first kind of audience that we want to build with using the Facebook Pixel, which is the custom audience, the website source. The second one, which is the lookalike. But before that, let us just explain a bit and talk about what is the lookalike audience. So the lookalike audience is as simple as it's a kind of, it's an audience that I'm building which looks or resemble the existing fans that I have, right, on Facebook. But over here, if you think about it, we don't want to target people who looks like our fans on Facebook, because in that case, we're not using the pixel anymore. But what we can benefit from is that using the pixel, I can create a lookalike audience, an audience that looks like my website visitors. And this is the power of creating a lookalike audience using the pixel. So it's not only creating a remarketing audience, which is the which is the custom audience. What you can do, you can actually go and search online for people that are similar to your website visitors, similar by interest, by age range, by even location. So imagine how powerful is that. So, and usually when do we use such kind of audiences? When we believe that the market is somehow saturated, when our campaigns are not actually performing that well, when I mean when we believe that we've reached, let's say, let me call it this way, like a plateau, right? So this is when we start maybe investing in a lookalike audience, or a campaign where I have a target audience which is a lookalike, but obviously I'm getting those information from the website. So let me show you, I mean, yeah, so this is, again, that's a screenshot on how to create this kind of audience, which is a lookalike audience. But if you can see over here, the source is not coming from a page. So it's coming from a specific action that's happening on the website. So speaking of that, let me show you a quick example as well on how to actually build that. So let me just double check the chat just in case we have a question. Yeah, so I think Christoph asked what is the best that we can get out of installing it. So I mean, I'm sure, I mean, now I'm able to answer you more, Christoph. So make sure to, yeah. So yeah, all right. So from here, I'll go back to my audience, and this is where I'm going to create a lookalike audience, guys. All right, so as you can see, the first step in creating a lookalike audience, it's selecting the source. So what do we mean by a source? So again, what is the lookalike audience? It's a kind of audience that looks like my data. All right, so, but what is my data? My data could be my Facebook fans. It could be my visitors on the website. So yes, the source could be my Facebook page or the pixel that I have linked to my website. So as soon as I click, excuse me, as soon as I click on the source, you're going to see different sources. So it's either I can choose the Beta Butte pixel over here, which is, you can see it, it's a Facebook pixel, or I can look at other sources and I can look at page, right? And I can always, like, let's say over here, this is the Beta Butte page. So I will choose based on which source do I want Facebook to go and search for people that looks like that. So again, we don't want to cover anything related to the page. We want to talk more about the pixel. So from here, I'm just going to choose my Beta Butte pixel. So this is, again, this is the source. So based on that source, based on those website visitors, Facebook is going to go and search for people that looks like these visitors. Where they're going to search for them, obviously on Facebook and on Instagram, so that I can show them my ad on Facebook and Instagram. So from here, you can see the different types of events that I have automatically, and which is recommended. Facebook is going to directly look for people that have the purchase behavior, meaning in that case, because the purchase is selected, guys, Facebook is going to go and search for me for people who usually purchase on websites that looks like my existing fans, right? Or my existing visitors to the website. But I can always choose different events. So by clicking on other events, I can always like try to search for people who usually add to the cart, for people who add their payment information, who initiate a checkout, or for people who just surf or view a content on e-commerce website. But those people are similar to my visitors. So similar to my visitors in what term? In terms of their interest, age range, location, and all of these. So that is how I can actually build a lookalike audience that is similar to my visitors on the website using the pixel, of course. And then after that, if you can see over here, you can choose the location. So think about it this way: even if your business is in UAE and you're trying to target, let's say at the moment you're trying to target or you're trying to expand to the Saudi market, so this is a feature that you can actually use. So over here, Facebook, what they're going to do is they're going to take the interest and behavior of your website visitors and try to search for similar people in another market, depending on the location that you're adding over here. So if I'm adding Saudi, so this is where Facebook is going to look for people who usually purchase, if I'm choosing purchase, in Saudi. And over here, you can see that Facebook is already giving me an estimate number of the size of that audience. So you can see those percentages. So you have from 1 to 10%. Obviously, the more you increase, the more size you have. So what are these percentages? So Facebook is telling me the higher percent you go, meaning that your target audience is becoming even broader. So the less, 1% are, it's showing over here that 1% consists of the people most similar to your lookalike source. So at 1%, the 235,000 people that Facebook is estimating to have in Saudi, they are the most similar to the visitors that I have on my website that usually does a purchase activity or a purchase conversion or event. All right. So is that clear till now? Is there any question? Let me double check. All right. So George is asking, in custom audience, do we enter the URL of your site or that of the competitor? So yeah, in custom audience, George, yes, we have to add our URL, right? And not the URL of our competitors. So we cannot do that because we don't have access to their website, because obviously the pixel is linked to my personal website, right? So it is on my website and not my competitor's website. All right. And another question. Website visitors. Yeah. So Christopher is asking, guys, you can directly choose your pixel as source for lookalike. Yes. So that is what we just saw right now. So yeah. So you don't have to, Christoph, because I'll tell you why. Once you have your pixel linked to your website, even if you don't create a custom audience, that is fine, because technically what's happening, this pixel is logging information. It's actually tracking. It's tracking in real time visitors that are coming, the type of actions they are doing. And then when they go back to the platform, to Facebook or to Instagram, it's actually able to identify them. Who are they? What sort of interest do they have? So even if I only come and create a lookalike audience, I will only need the pixel as a source and not, and even if I don't have a custom audience already built or created. All right? Yeah, I hope I answered you. So from here, guys, that's how we built the custom audience and the lookalike audience using the pixel, of course. All right. So in terms of implementation, so that is a very important point, because a lot of people, yes, they understand about it, but they don't know all the details when it comes to implementing it. What are the different actions or events that we can actually use? And this is something we want to talk a bit about. So in terms of the pixel, obviously, as I said, guys, yes, it's an analytical tool, but technically it's a code. It's a piece of code that's going to be provided by Facebook so that I can add to my website. And obviously the use of it is to track users on your website, track them on your website, and then retarget them on Facebook and Instagram. So it is a JavaScript code, and it works on multiple devices, of course. It should be on all pages, and that is something super important. Why is that? Because when you add, obviously, when you have visitors to your website, you don't want to worry where this visitor is landing, right? So on which pages are they? You just want to make sure that whatever they open on your website, there will be this pixel that's tracking them. And in order to make sure that this is doable, or this is happening, you need to install the pixel on all your web pages. And in order to do that, there is one single place where you can add the pixel to, which you're going to make sure that it's going to have access to the whole website, and which is the header. So what is the header? It is the top section on your website where you usually have the logo, the menu, the search bar, the add to cart, all these elements. So usually they are in the header, because this header it accesses all your web pages. So imagine opening any page on your website. Of course, you will always have the menu, the logo, the search bar, and all these. So that is the main concept. So what can I do with the Facebook pixel? So what are the specific actions that I can actually do? So first of all, I can track conversions. So tracking conversions is to actually inform your campaigns, of course, right? So, and that is something really important because you want to calculate your return on investment. You don't want to only like create a campaign and actually get more sales, but not able to track if those sales are coming from this campaign, right? Because in that case, that would actually remind me of traditional marketing. So whenever you're doing like a billboard campaign or a TVC, yes, you might increase your sales, but you're not able to track if this sale happened because of this billboard or because of this TVC. And that is what the pixel will help me over here. It will allocate and it will inform me that it came from that campaign. You can specify different events, and this is something we're going to see next. Custom conversions per URL, and this is something that I've showed you right now when we actually created a specific target audience for people who visited a specific URL. So the pixel is going to inform me and it's going to try to provide me more conversions based on that specific URL. You can optimize your ad delivery to get obviously better performance and to deliver your ad to the ones that are more likely to convert. Custom audiences, which we already saw earlier, and creating lookalike audiences as well for the website visitors, of course. So these are the different things I'm gonna, rely on the pixel to do. So in terms of implementation, as I told you guys, it's just the code, which maybe I don't have to go into the details of the code. It's usually the type of that code is a JavaScript code, which I simply have to put in the head or the header of my website. All right. So, but it's important to know what are the different events that are possible with Facebook that I can actually add on top of my code. So to go back to the code, this is the main code over here, guys. And inside that code, I have to add the different events that are possible with Facebook so that Facebook can start automatically tracking them. So as you can see, you have different types of events like getting more leads, complete registration. So if you think of the last two, which are lead and complete registration, those are the kind of events that I would need if I don't have an e-commerce. So if I have a landing page where I'm trying to get more leads, I'm trying to get people to register to a specific ebook or a specific course or whatever. So I'm going to use these kind of events. So over here, Facebook are trying to cater for, obviously, for everyone, for all businesses. And then the rest of the events are mostly for e-commerce businesses, like adding payment information, making a purchase, adding to the cart, and all these kind of events. So as you can see the standard event code, which has to be added into the main JavaScript code of, obviously, of the pixel. So, and this is how it's going to look like. So from here, you can see that we're adding, let's say, an event that is called view content. And the nice thing about the details of the pixel is that you can always add additional information, like the value of this product or this page that you want people to view, like the currency that you're trying to track with, like the product ID. So if you have a specific product or you have specific products on your website, you can add the IDs of those products so that later on the pixel will inform you that not only people are watching products, it can show you what sort of products people are actually seeing. So that at a later stage, if you want to create a remarketing campaign, sometimes you don't have to go with the main URL for that product. You can simply like mention the ID of that product because the pixel is already tracking that. So you'll be able to do this remarketing for people. In terms of, again, same as the implementation. So there is a nice dashboard, which I'm going to show you now, that we have for the Pixel, where we can see all the logged events that usually happens, right? So from viewing content, adding to the cart, and all these things. And yeah, I mean, and finally, after that, I show you this dashboard. So I'm going to show you how we can actually track if the Pixel is working properly, right? So there is different ways. One of them is using the dashboard, and there is another way as well. Google Chrome as a browser, they have an extension which is called Facebook Pixel Helper, where you can add or you can install to your browser. And with the help of that extension, you'll be able to see the different events that are logged into your website. So speaking of that, let me show you these final two things. So first of all, let's go to Events Manager to look at the dashboard. What can I see for the Pixel? And then we're gonna just do a test on a specific website to see the different events that are being logged. So first of all, this is one of the pixels that I have access to. All right. So you can see clearly over here, guys, that there is specific activities that the pixel is counting on a daily basis, right? And from here, you can see what are those activities. And you can see that there are activities that are search, people adding to the cart, initiating checkouts, purchasing, or adding payment information. So how can I actually test right now if the Pixel is tracking all these events? So I can simply click on test events. And from here, this is one of their testing tools where I can add my website to test all of these things. So by clicking open the website, by opening it, so first of all, you can see that the website loaded, right? So look what's going to happen over here. So let me just open a page. All right. So now you can see that there's an event that have happened, which is a page view. So I'm viewing a page, right? And then after that, let me just show you something else. Let me just click on this product. And now we should see another event that's going to be recorded, which is another page view as well. Now, let me go back and let me add something to the cart. So once I've added a product to the cart, you can see it clearly over here that it's being recorded. So Facebook is showing me that, oh, you have a add to cart an event. But again, this is a testing tool, right? So now, right now, I'm just making sure that when someone adds to the cart, I'll be able to see it. And right now, I'm just doing a checkout, guys. So I've initiated a checkout, and look at that. Facebook is showing me that there is an event that is initiated checkout. So now I'm just making sure that all my events are working properly. So this is the first thing that I can do to test all of these. To show you another example, so this is another website that we can check right now. So let me just refresh the website. And by the way, using this extension that we were talking about, the Google Chrome extension, you can use it to look at any website, to look at the different events that happens on any website, because it's a public tool. So by going to the Chrome extensions over here, guys, I can simply click on Facebook Pixel Helper, all right? So once I click on it, you can see that there is one event that is being recorded, which is a page view. Now, let me show you another thing. If I click on this category over here, their fee, so let me just click again on Facebook Pixel Helper, and it's showing me still that it is recording. Now, let's do something else. Let's add to the cart. So now that I have added something to the cart, so as you can see, there is an add to cart event, again, that is being recorded. So now let's go to the cart and let's try to check out. Let me just make sure that this final event that I'm trying to do right now is being recorded as well. So now that I have visited the checkout page, all right, and over here you can obviously see it, initiate checkout. So technically what's going to happen, guys, if I proceed with this process, which is purchasing this product, and if I end up by going to the final page, which is the thank you page, where this website is showing me that your order is confirmed, your order is completed, you're going to see over here in the Facebook Pixel Helper another event that's being recorded, which is a purchase event. In that case, we will be able to target people based on these specific events because we're actually seeing them. And that is what we've seen in the custom audience, guys. So whatever we've seen over there, this is how we actually track it. And this is how we make sure that Facebook is actually tracking every single thing, right? In order for us to have a better experience when it comes to delivering, performing ads, to optimize on the results and all these kind of things. So, I mean, for now, these are the things that I actually wanted to share with you guys. Let me just check in the chat if we have some questions. So, all right, so I think Lucas already answered a few of them. All right, perfect. All right, so do you guys have any more questions? So I'm just, obviously I'm here to help you out, guys. I wanna try to answer everything that you have, all the doubts, anything that you might have. Let me know if there's any questions. So can you show us how to link the Facebook Pixel to the website again? Yes, absolutely, Dalia. So just to show you from here, let me show you an example. I have one pixel that is not set up yet because there are different ways to do that. Let me just do that real quick from here. Just give me a second. All right, so just to show you, Dalia, once you come to the events manager, there is this green button over here where you can create a Facebook pixel, right? So once you create it, you're gonna reach out to this page where you need to do the setup of the pixel. So by just clicking on continue pixel setup, so yeah, so it's the same process. So it's gonna ask you, how do you wanna add it, right? So you can either add it manually, so install the code manually. So from here, you're just gonna copy the code, which is the JavaScript code that I showed you in the screenshots in the presentation. And then what you need to do, you need to add it in the header of your website, right? And obviously this process is a bit technical, so you need the help of the developer. But if you're using one of these partners, so you have another option, which is use a partner integration. And let us look at the different partners that Facebook have. So, and over here we're saying, Dalia, if your website is built on one of these platforms, like HubSpot websites, BigCommerce, Joomla, Magento, Shopify, WordPress, Wix, or any of the others, so you can simply go with these different steps. So Facebook is going to show you what are the different steps, the instructions that you need to do so that eventually your website will be linked to Facebook without even going into the code or any of these. So these are simple steps that you have to do. So you have a specific ID that you need to copy and you need to paste on your website. And they show you, I mean, over here, you have specific instructions, like a step-by-step instructions where it's going to show you where to take this ID and where to put it on your website and on the back end of your website without even going into the code, of course. So yeah, I mean, this is how you'll have access to that. And hopefully, I mean, you get it linked successfully. And then after that, you do the tests that I just showed you. All right. So any more questions? Do we have more questions? So yeah, what if I'm using a website builder, which is Duda? Yeah, so just to tell you, Dalia, Duda, they have a feature just like Shopify, which is there is a place in Duda where you can, which is part of the settings, of course, which you can take the pixel ID and add it to Duda. So let me show you real quick from here. If you go to settings, for example, after that you have built it, there is something called pixel ID. So as soon as you click on it, it's going to be copied. So you only copy this number, this like it's a serial number, it's an ID, and you go to Duda, and you just within the settings you try to find the Facebook Pixel integration, and you're going to have a text box over there. You just have to paste it and save. Once you do that, meaning that your Duda website is linked to Facebook. Same goes for WordPress, for Shopify, Wix, all these website builders. All right. All right, guys. You're most welcome. So Christoph have a question. So one of my websites is a tennis news website. So can it be interesting to target in one ad set? So yeah, so that is a very important question, Christopher. So just to tell you, so when you're building a campaign, yes, you can add different target into the ad set. So this is something possible. I mean, you can target those different target audiences. What I would suggest is to create two different ad sets, and under each ad set to choose one of these target audiences, because obviously at the end of the day you want to do testing, right? So you want to test which audience is actually interacting the most. So this is something, I mean, this is something we always want to test when it comes to digital. All right, guys. So do we have more questions?
Anyway, guys, if you have questions about something about digital marketing in general, feel free to ask them as well, so we can kind of guide you in if you're looking for like learning about some specific topic or something. Feel free to ask these questions. So now we have few remaining minutes. Me or Abed are happy to help with that, kind of navigate you in that learning path. So if you're looking for something more specific for your business, happy to look at that. But one of the most popular questions when it comes to advertising in chat
Which
from
is, let me
can you
just double
suggest
check.
minimum budget for running a campaign?
Oh yeah, so exactly. So that is one of the most popular questions. So to be honest, I'm sorry guys, because I cannot see the chat. So I don't know who asked that question, but just to tell you, yeah. So technically speaking, there is no minimum budget, right? So usually for a new business that is starting, so what I would actually suggest, so first of all, they need to look at their target audience. What do I mean by that? Not only who are the people who they are actually targeting, but where are they? Because based on where are they, and by where are they, I mean the platforms. On which platforms are they? Because this is when I'll have in mind what are the different platforms that I want to advertise on. Because based on that, I'll be splitting my budget. So, I mean, this is going to help me to split my budget, of course. But in terms of defining the budget, there is no like a best practice for that. So what I would usually do, to be honest, I would start with something that I can afford. And based on that, I will be able to forecast later on. Because if you're starting from scratch and if you're a small business, if you're a startup, that is something really hard to define. So you need to go what you actually can afford, because you don't have historical data. Because only when you have some historical data, you'll be able to see what was your return on investment. How can you actually, let's say, boost your budget right now, because you have proven data, you have proven record that if you spend that much, this is how much you're going to get in return. So I would suggest to go with the number that you can actually afford, and whatever is that number, you're going to get return with that. So if you're spending 1,000 dirham you're going to get something in return for versus the 1,000. If you're spending 500 dirham, you're going to get that as well. All right.
Perfect. Thanks, Abed. And Kutsia, I think it's a really good question. It's one of the things like we're covering during our digital marketing course, which Abed was mentioning at the beginning. You guys probably know that Astrals is a full suite of courses in digital marketing, from the full stack digital marketing certification course, as you can see, which is in 35 hours and 2 weeks, covering everything around digital, to then very specific topics. For example, tonight we are starting with B2B marketing. So if there's someone interested in B2B, you can still join the today's start of the course. That's something tailored specifically for B2B industry. Or for people who are more advanced with paid ads, such as Facebook or Google, Performance Marketing Bootcamp is a nice way how to kind of move to another level of your skills. So that's for example, Performance Marketing Bootcamp is for people who are already advertising, who know the basics well and want to kind of move to another level. So that's something to look at for you. We have one more question from Christoph. He's asking,
Yeah.
as I understand.
Yeah.
Can you say
I'm
right
just
now?
yeah. I'm replying to the question.
Okay. Yeah, in general, Abed will give you a detailed question, but yeah, in general, you can define custom events and then see them in Pixel Analytics.
Yeah.
But as Abed is saying, yes, if you want to kind of
Yeah.
see it, if you want to track it in a way of like
Yeah.
seeing different where people came from who clicked on this button, Google Analytics is a better way of doing it, definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Do we have any more questions, guys? Again, on this specific topic or anything related to digital marketing? If not, lovely to see you. Please follow Astrops if you're interested in other mini classes. As Abed mentioned, this is part of the series of mini classes we run every week. So you're more than welcome to join other topics. And we also want to hear from you. What would be the other topics for us to cover? So if you guys have something in mind, again, you can share with us. We'll be sharing with you the feedback form. Appreciate if you share your feedback with us. Let us know how useful was this session, and also there, if you can suggest us the next topic, basically, which we can cover for you, so we make sure we deliver topics which are useful for you. Yes, Vera, we are emailing the feedback form link, and again, upon filling up, we will be sharing the recording to those who fill in the feedback form. Just allow us a few days. It always takes like 1 to 2 days to process it, and then we'll share it with you all.